Welcome to the fifth session in the course Basics of Information Systems and Technology. In this session, we are going to look at the Digital India scheme. It is a scheme aimed to improve the domestic IT infrastructure, give boost to the Indian IT industry, and in general, improve the efficiency and transparency of government schemes. So, what is Digital India? The vision of Digital India program is to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. So the Digital India program is a flagship program of the Government of India with a vision to transform India into a digital empowered society and knowledge economy. What this program aims at doing is basically right now, if you look at India, most of the processes which are being done, especially in the government domain, so most of the government offices or the government schemes, they are still being run using paper and pen, so physical, right? You have to submit a form. If you have to apply for something, you have to take a paper form, fill that form using pen, and then go to a particular government office and deposit that form there. A Digital India scheme aims to make all this process digital or electronic. So all the applications or all the grants or subsidies that the government gives or the scholarships that the government gives, it will be done, everything will be done online. So the application will be online, the processing will be online, and the result, whether it is a certificate which is issued by the government or a scholarship which is given by the government, that will also be online. So if it requires a fund transfer from the government, the funds will be transferred online from the government to that beneficiary's bank account. So all the government departments are mandated to use information and communication technologies as much as possible. All government schemes, subsidies and citizen services to be delivered digitally to ensure efficiency, transparency and accountability. See, right now one of the biggest problems facing India is corruption. And why does this corruption happen? Because there is no transparency, right? We don't know how many applications are made for scholarship. We don't know what happens to those applications. So because they are paper and pen, they are just kept into files. So if you go into any government office, you will see heaps and heaps of files with papers. So there is no accountability. So if you transform everything into digital, so if all the applications are digital, all the applications are made online, all the processing is happening online, people can actually see the number of applications made, how many were approved, what was the amount of scholarships or what was the amount of subsidies that was given. So that is the aim behind this Digital India scheme, to basically digitize India. All the processes which are currently happening manually, they should happen digitally. That is the aim of Digital India. And because IT companies are going to provide all the software and the IT system necessary for transforming India into a digital economy, this scheme is especially important for the Indian IT sector. So what are the three pillars of Digital India scheme? So the first pillar is digital infrastructure as a core utility to every citizen. So what it basically means that digital infrastructure, having a high-speed internet connection, having government schemes which are online is the basic right or a basic utility for every citizen of India. So availability of high-speed internet as a core utility for delivery of services to citizens, cradle to grave digital identity that is unique, lifelong, online and authenticable to every citizen. So you must have heard about Aadhaar, right? A few months ago there was a lot of noise regarding Aadhaar, that people have to take their Aadhaar numbers and link the Aadhaar to bank accounts, to your mobile phones and to other government schemes. So that is the reason. So cradle to grave digital identity means every person, every citizen of India will have a unique Aadhaar number, so that person is uniquely identifiable. Right now we don't know, there are so many people who don't have even a basic identity card, such as a voter's ID card, or even as simple things such as a driver's license. So that it is very difficult for the government to know whether the schemes that the government is implementing, are they reaching its intended beneficiaries or not. The next part is mobile phone and bank accounts enabling citizen participation in digital and financial space. So all the push towards online fund transfers, wallets like Paytm and MobiKwik and Freecharge. So this is enabling India to move to a digital economy, as opposed to a physical economy where paper and pen applications are there, or your use or people are transacting using cash. Cash is very hard to track. So if every transaction was in digital, it will be very easy to track. There will be transparency, there will be very less corruption. So that is the idea. The next pillar is governance and services on demand. So seamlessly integrated services across government departments. So right now, if you have to apply for a passport, everything is online. Okay, you make an online passport application. The system automatically gives you a timing date. On that date and time, you go to the passport office, and your passport is produced. So this is as of now. 10-15 years ago, when this process was not online, it was very difficult process to obtain a passport. You had to go to the passport office, stand in a big line. There will be hundreds of people in your line. So people used to waste 2 to 3 days just in standing lines to get a passport. So because now this entire process has been automated, there is an online website for passport application. You don't waste any time there. So you are given a specific time slot. You go there on that time slot, and within half an hour to 45 minutes, your passport application is submitted and approved. And within the next 15 to 20 days, you get a passport by post at your home. So availability of services in real time from online and mobile platforms. Digitally transformed services for improving ease of doing business, making financial transactions electronic and cashless. So all these are the important aims or missions under making governance and services on demand. And the third pillar is digital empowerment of citizens. So universal digital literacy, universally accessible digital resources, availability of digital resources. So what it means is that the citizens themselves should be encouraged to use digital schemes as much as possible. So that was the reason why the government was pushing all those digital wallets and fund transfers and online payments and credit cards and debit card payments in a very big way. So what are some of the initiatives which are taken under Digital India? So there are many initiatives, but I have listed 4 of the most popular initiatives. The first one is obviously Aadhaar. So Aadhaar identity platform is one of the key pillars of Digital India, wherein every resident of the country is provided with a unique identity. So I don't know if you have enrolled for Aadhaar, but once you enroll for Aadhaar, they take your fingerprints, they take your iris scan. Iris scan is basically your eye. So they scan your eyes, and they issue you an Aadhaar number. Now that Aadhaar number is unique. So you can code that Aadhaar number everywhere. So right now you are students, so you may not know this, but when you start earning, you have to file your income tax. You have something called as PAN card, so that you have to link your Aadhaar to the PAN. So while filing your income tax return, you just have to mention your Aadhaar number, and that entire application is online. You don't have to do anything else. You just go to the website, fill in your salary details, put your Aadhaar number, and that's it. Everything is done automatically. Earlier, what used to happen is that you used to go to a website, download the form, take a printout of the form, fill it manually, sign it, and then send it to the government department by post. And this entire process used to take anywhere between 60 to 90 days. Right from the time you mailed your application till the time you got your income tax refund. So now, because everything is online, and if you have Aadhaar, that entire process takes 15 to 20 days. So it has simplified citizens' life a lot. The next is that BHIM, which is Bharat Interface for Money. It's an app that makes payment transactions simple, easy and quick using unified payments interface. So it is basically fund transfer, online fund transfer, or you must be using Paytm. So it is similar to Paytm. So instead of giving cash to others, you can just transfer money. So let's say you go into a shop, okay, and it accepts BHIM. So maybe you bought goods worth rupees 150 or 200. Instead of giving cash, you just scan the barcode in your mobile phone. You have the BHIM app on your mobile phone. You scan the barcode which is displayed in the shop, and just type 200 and save and click a button, and that money is transferred to the shopkeeper. So there is no need of cash. There is no need of worrying about change. That do you have 3 rupees in change, or do you have 5 rupees in change, etc. Everything is done electronically. It is hassle free. It is very transparent. So it enables direct bank to bank payments instantly and collect money using a mobile number or payment address. So This is another initiative under Digital India. Then there is something called as DigiLocker. So DigiLocker is the Indian government's flagship program aimed at transforming India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. So it provides citizens a shareable private space on a public cloud and making all document certificates available on this cloud. So currently what is happening is that, let's say if you were to take an admission after your 10th standard into a junior college, over there you have to submit all the physical copies of your certificates, like school certificate, 7 standard marks, 8 standard marks, 9 standard marks, 10 standard marks, etc. So you have to take all those Xerox copies, go to the college, submit it there. So the idea is that here you will have a DigiLocker, which will be so all your certificates will be digitized, they will be stored digitally, and you just have to take your phone to that admission officer. You just show that certificate on your phone to that officer, and your application is done. So similarly, something like your driving license could be online. Your vehicles, so when you drive cars, you have to take some PUC certificates or the vehicle registration certificates. All these you have to carry currently physically. So you actually have to have the paper copies of these available with you when you're driving a car. But if you put them in DigiLocker, you can just take your phone everywhere, and if some traffic police stops you and asks you for a driving license, you can just show it on your app. So that is the idea of DigiLocker. And the final, not the final, but another important initiative is the direct benefits transfer. So there are lots of government schemes, okay, which are aimed at the weaker sections of society. So poor people, they are given ration, which is food grains at subsidized rate. So right now what is happening is that you are given a ration card or some sort of identity proof, with which you have to go to a shop, show it to the shopkeeper, so that the shopkeeper will give you some subsidized food grains. And there is a lot of corruption in this scheme. Or the other way, or there are other schemes which give cash transfers to the poor sections of society, such as scholarships for poor students. So what is currently happening is that all these scholarships, so for example, if you take admission into a higher education college and you apply for scholarship, the scholarship money is sent to the college by the government department, and then the college gives it to you. So there are a lot many people in between who can demand bribes to ensure that your scholarship application is processed. And once the money is released by the government, till the time it reaches to you, there are so many people in between who can demand that give me certain money, and only then I will transfer the money to you. So because of this direct benefit transfer, what is happening is that the money is transferred directly from the account of the government, bank account of the government, to the bank account of the beneficiary. So all these middlemen who were earlier used to demand a cut of the money or take bribes, they are no longer in this entire chain. So basically it was initiated with the aim to reform government delivery system by re-engineering the existing processes in welfare schemes for simpler and faster flow of information or funds, and to ensure accurate targeting of the beneficiaries. So the government knows, okay, how many people are taking the benefit. Are these benefits going directly to the intended beneficiaries, or are they going to someone else? So all these initiatives which you see under Digital India, Aadhaar, this DigiLocker, or the Vim UPI, etc., or the online fund transfer, they are aimed at making the government transparent, to reduce the corruption in the country, and to increase the efficiency of the government processes. So in this year, the government has transferred money worth 2,36,000 crores under various benefits and subsidies in 200 crore plus transactions. So this is only possible because of all these Digital India schemes which we saw earlier: Aadhaar, Bheem, online money transfer, DigiLocker. So the benefits of this Digital India scheme have started to show, and all these schemes which you are seeing here, they are ultimately implemented by Indian IT companies. So all these IT projects, all these contracts to digitize existing processes, to enable DigiLocker, these projects are given to IT companies who are working in India, and ultimately all these schemes are going to give a tremendous boost to the Indian IT industry, the domestic Indian IT industry, so that they don't have to depend too much on companies in America and Europe for their work. So this was the overview of the Digital India scheme. In the next session, we'll look at another scheme which is giving a boost to the IT companies, which is Startup India scheme. So thanks for listening to this, and I hope to see you in next session.